A bird who's at home in the skies needs a body built for aviation. That means a light frame, hollow bones, and a wingspan wide enough to generate lift. But when a delicate bird of flight is also a bird of prey, those slight features need to be augmented by an arsenal of deadly weapons. Even the largest raptors could use inventive tactics in order to take down large targets. But you know what they say, the bold and unorthodox bird gets the worm, especially when that worm is more than twice your size. In life, death, and taxonomy. Welcome back to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's 30 minutes of interesting animal info that we're delivering to you.
Hot and fresh?
Hot and ready. I'm Joe.
And I'm Carlos.
And today we're talking about a bird with an impressive wingspan and brutal hunting tactics. I would make a joke, but frankly, I'm scared of it.
I'm scared of it too.
It's a scary bird.
I'm afraid it's going to hear this episode.
It can hear, yeah.
We need to do some justice to this magnificent beast.
For sure. Speaking of magnificent beasts,
it's eagle time.
It's eagle time.
Definitely eagle time. We're talking about the golden eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Not just any eagle, an eagle that is made out of solid gold. It weighs 850 pounds and can't fly.
Eat your heart out, Maltese falcon.
Yeah.
It's another valuable bird.
The Millennium Falcon, that's also a very valuable bird.
Metaphorically, bird.
So the golden eagle
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see any nicknames for it in the scientific world other than the best eagle.
It is the best eagle.
Otherwise known as best eagle.
Because when you got a name like golden, there needs to be no other names.
Yeah. But we're going to call it here a wolf in eagle's clothing.
Ah.
A raptor in retirement.
Okay.
Because at our church, we call our retirees golden eagles.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They have luncheons all the time.
Well, it's a group that we don't just call anyone who's retired a golden eagle.
I do.
Okay.
It's like, oh, you golden eagle. It must be
nice.
I
don't have to work anymore. Oh, you golden eagle.
I can't wait till I'm a golden eagle someday.
And then they talon your eyes out.
Yeah, it's actually, you have to defend yourself against retirees. And the last one is Aquila and the Bleat.
Oh, okay. We'll find out why.
More on that later.
Yeah.
So here is where it lives on the taxonomic spectrum, not spectrum categorization. The kingdom is, you like it, you love it.
You gotta have it.
You gotta have it.
We're going to get sued by Cold Stone Creamery.
You love it. You know it, you love it. You're in it.
That's right.
Kingdom Animalia. The phylum is Chordata. Class Aves. I hope that by this point, everyone can follow along and guess the class before I even say it.
Yeah.
For most of these classes, like Mammalia and Actinopterygii. Can't even say it. The order is, here we go, Accipitriformes.
Excellent.
Accipitriformes. That's also maybe a possibility. The family is Accipitridae, or Accipitridae, however you want to say it. The genus is Aquila, hence the Aquila and the Bleat part.
Okay.
And the species is Chrysaetos. So Aquila chrysaetos.
Pretty neat.
A-E. I'll never know how to say that.
Hey.
So, there you have it. The golden eagle. Where does it live? Here we go.
Okay.
Most everywhere.
Johnny Cash.
Actually, that's not true. It lives mostly in the Holo-Arctic region,
yeah.
Which is just a fancy way of saying the northern hemisphere. It just places above the equator. It used to be more widely distributed, but it is not as much anymore due to hunting. But it's mostly in North America, Eastern Europe, Middle Asia, Lower Siberia area, Eastern Asia, and North Africa. So basically just right across that top part of the map. Yep. So if you're above the equator, you have a chance of seeing a golden eagle. We have a chance of seeing a golden eagle.
Yeah, we do.
I probably have seen a golden eagle and thought it was some sort of hawk or a vulture.
Uh-huh.
Because these guys are big.
Yeah.
though they are called the golden eagle, I would say they're not gold at all.
They have brownish hues that I could be considered gold.
They're mostly a dark brown, especially when they're juveniles. They're a dark brown, but they have a patch of lighter brown. I almost said fur, but there's another word that starts with an F that's more appropriate for birds, and that's feathers. And that could be, I guess, gold. It could be seen as gold, but I bet you if you took off like a feather, you'd be like, this is a brown feather. But then when you look, you put it on the dark brown feathers of the rest of the bird, and you're like, oh, look, it's got a gold patch on the back of its neck.
It's
I
like
guess
they're
the
like a
golden
dirty
eagle.
blonde. Like a brown hair with that, when the light touches it.
When the light just glistens off of the gossamer touch of those golden feathers. It is glorious.
You're mere moments from death.
Or you're looking at a retiree. That goes to our church. So, like I said, as juveniles, their feathers tend to be darker, but they also have white patches on their shoulders and tails, which is incredibly juvenile of them. But so when they're younger, they tend to be darker, which means they listen to bands like Breaking Benjamin, and while adults are lighter, listening to John Cougar Mellencamp.
Okay.
It's a little bit lighter. Easy listening. So you might be asking, which eagles have sharp yellow beaks? GED, golden eagles, duh. And also other eagles too have yellow beaks.
Yeah, like the bald one.
Like most other eagles. But golden eagles have a black hook at the end of their beak for killing things.
Yeah.
They also,
like a pirate.
Yeah, like what?
Black hook.
Oh, yeah. Like every pirate I've ever heard of has a black hook. They also use their razor-sharp claws and intense eagle stare to intimidate prey animals and also me.
Okay.
But I said there were big eagles.
Yeah.
So bald eagles
How big are they? Well, I'm glad you asked, audience member.
That's good that we keep at least one audience member trapped in this
sometimes
deluxe
it's
studio
Yoshi,
with us.
sometimes it's
Morph,
yeah.
the other dog.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like that's John Mayer. John Mayer's here. Sometimes it's someone famous.
Sometimes it's John Cougar Mellencamp.
But we don't, they don't say anything. They're trying to be humble about it.
As John Mayer is wont to be.
Yeah, he's the humblest guy. Speaking of size and largeness.
And John Mayer.
And John Mayer. And gravitas. And gravity.
There now, you can sing the songs on this show.
Well, that brings us to the listener's favorite part of the show, the part of the show that is introduced by you, the listeners. And today we are introduced by Kelsey, who I think you'll find has a very melodic introduction. Without further ado, the listener's favorite part of the show.
Measure up.
That was nice. It was
That
jazzy.
yeah.
It was sultry.
What, like, I want to say rhapsodic, like a rhapsody. Was that right? Is that the right word?
I don't know how to use that word.
Yeah, okay. No one does. No one in here does. Not even John Mayer.
John, what do you think a rhapsody means? No, you're not.
Speechless.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Okay.
He's on his phone. Get off your phone, John.
All right, let's start with wingspan, the best measure for a bird size.
Sure.
There are 1.8 to 2.34 meters, or 5 feet 11 inches to 7 feet 8 inches.
I had a much higher wingspan that I found.
And I forgot to average that. Well, I did average that, but I forgot to write it down. What is it, like 2.7 meters or 6'9"? So, how many golden eagle wingspans go into the length of the Alaska-Yukon border?
Okay.
Here's a hint. The Yukon has average winter temperatures that are mild by Arctic standards, between 12 in the southern regions and negative 27 in the northern regions in January, depending on the region. However, they also see the coldest temps in North America during cold snaps, hitting negative 76 degrees Fahrenheit. 3 times in its history.
Negative 76.
Yeah. You can't go outside.
Yeah, you can't. You can't open your eyes out
You'll
there.
get frostbite immediately.
It's colder than space.
Jeez. How is that possible? How is it colder than space? The reason it's cold is because the sun is not warming it, and the sun does not warm space.
But this is like siphoning heat out of places. The space is just the absence of heat if the sun isn't directly on you. But this is like, not only is it the absence of heat, but we're also taking whatever heat used to be here and removing it.
Why?
Using wind.
Okay, yeah.
And when I say we, I mean Mother Earth.
I'm imagining centrifugal forces just kind of pushing it to the equator.
Sure.
That's how wind works. I have no idea if that's true. Anyway,
I'm gonna say Alaska's got that deceptive like lower section where I think Juneau is, or Anchorage. I think Juneau's down. Yeah, Juneau's down southish, and so it's a long border.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 2,500 miles.
Okay.
I really, really need to memorize how many feet are in a mile.
It's helpful.
Yeah, it is helpful. I know it's a little bit over 5,000. It might be 5,100, but it's just hard to multiply that in my head.
It is it is not a good number at all.
Why is it not? What?
I mean, like, the number of feet in a mile, like, it pokes a hole in our imperial system, this number, because it's, like, not round at all.
Well, none of our conversions are round.
But this one's bad.
It's like 12 inches in a foot.
12 is a good number.
Why?
Because I remember that one.
The metric system's so much better because everything is just multiples of 10.
5,280 feet in a mile.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to give that to me.
I gave it to you. Now your math is harder.
Well, I can just say 5,300 and be pretty close.
Yeah.
I think last time I tried to do this, I went with just 5,000. So that, when multiplied over many, many miles, got me way off.
Uh-huh.
And then, so if I'm looking at
just convert
2,500 miles, then that's probably... it's not quite double, so we're going to call it 4,500 kilometers is 2,500 miles.
Okay.
It's my random guess, based on the fact that 3 miles is 5 kilometers. 400,000 of these guys goes into 1,000 kilometers. We're going to multiply that by 4. 1,400,000 golden eagles. I'm way off.
You were so close to the right number. You said 400,000. The correct answer is 451,200 eagles.
Wait, what? Then I was way off on my guess of how long the thing
was. It was 1,210 kilometers or 752 miles.
Oh man,
that was a long border.
My mental map of
Alaska's huge though.
It is really big, but I thought it was a lot bigger than just
Canada
700
touching
miles.
side is large.
Because I know that it's like 4,000 miles from like sea to shining sea, so I figured it was like about half of that.
Wow, that is a lot. Still, it's like halfway from like Atlantic City to
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But like Alaska is several times bigger than Texas, so I figured that it would work. Anyway, I'm sweating here.
That's gonna be a bear to edit. Anyway, female weight. Let's talk about the weight of a female. Females are heavier than the males on average, and bigger. They are 3.25 kilograms or 7.2 pounds. How many Golden Eagles go into the gross vehicle weight of a 2018 Jeep Wrangler JK Golden Eagle 4x4?
JK?
It says JK. I didn't look up what that means. I knew that would trip everyone up, though.
Joint Commission with a K.
I know it.
Sounds like a rapper group.
Here's a hint. The Golden Eagle Jeep is considered an off-road legend, but it's as comfortable on the road as an actual eagle is walking along the ground.
So not very comfortable at all?
No, it's actually quite bad on the roads.
So you like it hops a lot. It could be airborne at any moment.
Every once in a while, it'll just like an eagle will every once in a while do a little flying to
Yeah.
get to where it needs to go. It'll every once in a while just go up on the median to do some off-roading.
It has to off-road every once in a while. You can't take it on a highway for more than 10 miles. I mean, I'm going to say that way. Jeep Wranglers are not very heavy, but I'm going to say this weighs about a ton. No, that's too much. I'm going to say this weighs about 1,500 pounds. This is how many pounds?
7.2.
So that's 170 eagles.
The answer is 680.
How?
Ranking the gross vehicle weight of a Jeep Wrangler Golden Eagle is 4,900 pounds.
What is this, like a Hummer?
It's a big car. A gross vehicle weight rating or gross vehicle mass is the maximum operating weight of a vehicle as specified by the manufacturer.
Oh, so that's including all of the people
Potential
inside.
people, yeah.
And like motorcycles that you've strapped to the top and whatnot.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That was rude of you because I,
I know.
I don't know what the heck.
Listen, though, you can't find the weight of a vehicle on specs. They only tell you the gross how heavy it can be before it stops working. You could
Somebody has to know. Somebody has
somebody
to driven
does
that
know.
over.
It's just not in the regular specs.
Just drive it over a Weight Watcher scale. All right. So now that we're done with that horrifying experience of math and misnomers, that's what we should call it.
I like measure up.
No, I like math and misnomers.
Let's get a move on because I've got a heap of major fact.
Let's talk about what they eat. I won't go into details because I know that's part of the major fact. But they hunt during the day, soaring high above the ground and using the Assassin's Creed patented eagle vision to look for food. They like to eat small mammals like rabbits, squirrels, and yellow-bellied lily-livered marmots. Hold the lily-livered because that's gross. They're just yellow-bellied marmots. They also eat smaller birds like grouse and pheasants and everything else. And they also eat ungulates. But more on that later. We'll talk about what ungulates are.
Uh-huh.
They primarily hunt by swooping down and opening up their wings just as they're about to snatch up their prey, creating a booming sound that frightens and disorients the animal. But they have different hunting styles depending on what they're going for. So they may use the super boom swoop for hares and things like that, but use a different tactic to kill a goose in flight or a slow animal like a tortoise or hedgehog. They also eat rattlesnakes and just things. They eat everything. They also eat foxes, but for those crafty and sly animals, they'll fly overhead, waiting for the fox to look down for a second before murdering it.
Golden eagles are prolific hunters that prey on a wide variety of animals throughout the year. The type of animals they hunt depend on the season and what's abundant at the time. They live in a wide variety of environments, like they live everywhere, but they prefer to avoid dense forests, and developed areas. They will sometimes eat some trash if there's a nice little tasty garbage can, like out in the country.
Gross. I'm disappointed.
Plains, tundras, mountains, and hills are ideal. They often hunt by flying high to spot prey, like you said, and then they drop down, flying close to hills and cliffs to conceal their large frames. They usually stay under 50 feet of altitude when they drop down into stealth mode because it puts them below the horizon line to the thing that they're hunting. So if you look up, it's blending in with the earth tones rather than stark against the blue or gray sky.
Okay.
Their preferred method of hunting is to drop onto their prey, dig their talons in, and hold on until the job is done. There's 7 different hunting techniques at least, like you were talking about. They've identified 7 distinct ones, and then there's individuals will come up with different ways to hunt, and it depends on the different techniques have to do with the method of approach.
Okay.
In smaller animals, the grip can actually crush bones, but they typically attempt to pierce vital organs in most animals. It can take anywhere from a few seconds to 15 minutes after the impact to make a kill.
That's awful.
of them just like sitting and standing on this like animal 15 minutes.
Oh, they don't fly away with it and let it
If
die
it's
and then...
small enough, they'll fly away with it. If you were a rabbit that was attacked by a golden eagle, you might be going about your day eating grasses and sages until you hear the thunderclap you were talking about. A few fractions of a second before you get slammed into by a big stabby bird.
The super boom swoop.
Yeah. To not just slam and kill themselves into whatever they're hunting, they pop their wings out at the last second, making that thunder sound. Also, they can reach speeds of up to 200 miles an hour.
That's like peregrine falcon
It is.
speed.
They said that it rivals the peregrine falcon in terms of speed.
Wow.
And it's a lot bigger, too. That's what's interesting.
Yeah, falcons are really small.
Yeah.
Raptors.
But the peregrine falcon's more maneuverable at those speeds.
Yeah, I saw the golden eagle. Golden eagle was easily outmaneuvered by like smaller birds and stuff like that.
Yeah. Such is the way of a large flying bird. So they typically hunt and eat birds. Leporids, which we usually call lagomorphs, which is bunnies.
Leporids?
Leopards. Yeah. Part of the Leporidae genus. Family. I don't know.
Okay.
Rodents also. Reptiles, amphibians, and ungulates or whatever. You might know them from their even-toed variety, which we've talked about several times.
Yeah, like hippos, cows,
whales,
and
somehow.
humpback whales.
That's right. Ungulates like sheep, pigs, deer, and goats. Animals that typically more than double the weight of an eagle. So the majority of ungulate kills are newborns and smaller individuals. The average weight of kills are 5 to 11 pounds, which are close to the weight of an eagle. You know, it's like not... Their average kill is pretty much equal to their weight. Maybe a little bit heavier. However, in the fall and winter, animals born in the spring and summer will have started to pack on the pounds. They have been observed attacking larger adults when there are no food sources around, with prey over 40 pounds. They have been observed even killing adult pronghorns in Malaysia, which can be as heavy as 70 pounds.
How do they get off the ground? They don't, do they? Are you getting to that?
Oh, no, yes. You're right. One way eagles take down larger prey like mountain goats and ibex, which are mountain goats.
Cooler sounding mountain goats.
Yes. Is by letting gravity do the work for them. Eagles will swoop down, latch onto a goat, and try to force them off a cliff to their deaths. Like the jockey in Left 4 Dead.
The Aquila and the Bleat. This time I remembered to tie in my nickname.
The Bleat is the goat. Sure-footed mountain goats don't easily lose their footing, but they can be forced off with enough speed and momentum. In some cases, they will latch onto a goat and drag it against rocks as it tumbles down the slopes, letting go only when they come to a big drop.
That's brutal.
Yeah. I saw a video. It's pretty dangerous. I saw a video where they're both tumbling and the goat lands on the bird several times, and I'm like, that bird's going to break. But it ended up being fine. So I guess they're just resilient.
They have hollow bones.
Yeah, you think they would snap like twigs, but they know how to use their body, I guess. And
they know how to roll when they fall.
Tuck and roll. Hunting larger prey can be dangerous for several other reasons, too. Though eagles typically select prey that they can easily outmatch, like sick or injured or young animals, there are reports of hunts turning fatal for the hunter. Does may trample eagles that are attempting to kill fawns. There's one report of an eagle fighting a great blue heron in an attack that left both of them mortally wounded. Don't mess with a great blue heron.
It has a spear on its face.
And it's huge. It's like as tall as people.
Yeah.
Eagles may also go after predators like wolverines that can injure or kill them. Larger prey also means eagles can't carry meals away, so other predators like bears, leopards, and wolves can come across their kill and challenge them for it. One of the biggest natural threats to golden eagles is other golden eagles, which are extremely territorial and do not readily share kills. So they will fight to the death over meals sometimes.
So, like, the craziest thing is that goat situation.
Yeah. They just shove them off a cliff. They're like, for your For Honor players, they're like an Orochi who shoves too much.
For what For Honor players?
All of the ones that there are.
But the fact that it grabs it and then just, like, holds it and smacks it against the rocks on the way down, and then once finally, like, a drop comes, it's like, all right, I think that you are battered enough to not survive this fall.
Well, I don't know. I think that...
I just want to make sure they don't fall, like, 10 feet and then kind of just slide down a little bit, and then they have to, like, re-attack it.
Yeah. I think that the instinct to... Because most of their hunting styles involve latch on and hold on until they're dead.
Oh, so they don't come up with the idea to let go.
I feel like their instincts are like, I don't want to let this go unless I'm sure it's, like, dangerous for me.
Unless it's going to take me down with it.
Yeah, but they do intentionally try to shove them off of cliffs, because why risk tumbling with a giant ibex when you can just let gravity do the work?
That is disturbingly intelligent.
Yep.
But birds are disturbingly intelligent.
Yep.
So, is that all you got?
That's all I got.
That is the golden eagle.
Hide your kids, literally. Anyone up to 70 pounds.
Hide your goat kids.
Yes.
Yeah, they're called kids.
Uh-huh.
So for you out there in Podcastia, I guess hide your kids, number one. But pretend like the goat is your inhibitions or something. Corner your goat. Don't let it gain any ground. And push that inhibition goat to its doom like the golden eagle in Life, Death, and Taxonomy. Relax, it's only thunder.
Oh, I thought it was the foreboding wing beat of a golden eagle in a predatory dive.
Nope, just your typical hotter than the sun lightning strike.
Well, good. That's much less scary. Hey, you know what else is scary?
What's that?
How dangerously close we are to running out of measure-up intros from our loyal listeners.
Really? Even though it takes less than 30 seconds to record and send?
Yeah, even though all you have to do is speak, sing, or chitter into your phone's messaging app, click the share icon, click email, and then email it to ldtaxonomy.com. Was that also some very strange thunder?
Not this time. We better get out of here.
Right behind you.
Life, Death, and Taxonomy is my favorite in the world podcast.
I mean, unless your inhibitions are telling you, like...
No inhibitions on Life, Death, and Taxonomy. We don't want anything holding you back.
We're so reckless here.
No filter. Clearly you do.
All right, here we go. Welcome to Life, Death, and Taxonomy. It's time for Eagles.
It's Eagle time.